Morning guys, Mark Ferrasci, Protect Dog Training in Guapo. So I did a video from the park just like this one, saying pretty much camera angle yesterday, and took Guapo and started working him. And if you notice the way I work, I do a lot of motivation, a lot of food, a lot of toys, but I also use aversives. And the reason for that is because each one of them means something to the dog, and sometimes you have to use an aversive. So the customer with that video made a comment about the dog being depressed. Okay, when you go through the whole stage, you're trying to change this dog's mental outlook on life. If you haven't expected anything of this dog, and you haven't done anything with him, you've just treated him like a human. First thing I saw with Guapo when he came, he had no confidence. The dog was afraid of his shadow. Now this dog is acting like a real dog. He's getting out there wanting to get in around other dogs, and he's being a lot more confident, and he's got now that next level that we can go work with. But now we have to add in some aversive and teach him he has to work whether he likes it or not. So he is going to go through a depression stage, what I call a pouty stage. You get pouty. Now the whole thing is you got to make him realize how to win. Okay, where to go into the place that gets them the win. That's why you always hear me talking about 2 and 2 always adds up to 4. It always has to be the same answer. Once they figure that out and how to avoid and how to escape that correction, they all do, and you right there with praise, food, whatever it takes to motivate them, to get them happy. It takes a certain amount of time, and they start learning to be animated. They learn to enjoy the work. If you watch Ryo, same breed, same kennel. Not much difference, but the difference was that Ryo was a little younger, and his owner is a dog person, because that's the owner of the kennel, of Bossy Kennels, right? So the dog has not been foo-fooed and ended up treating like a human, where he ends up being a neurotic mess. You took all the strength out of the dog. When I work a dog, I'm a working dog trainer. So when I work a dog, I'm trying to build the dog's strength to be a tough animal that can be stable and confident in who he is as an individual. So what we're going to do now is we're going to keep driving through. We're going to get to the other side, and that dog's nature is going to change. He's going to get to the other side. He's going to start being a lot more animated and a lot more. How are we going to do that? Well, one of those ways is to give the dog more stamina, exercise, right? So yesterday I ran this park twice in a row, and I'm 60 some odd years old. So I ran, and it's a good way of keeping myself in shape too, right? But I climbed up and over these tables, up and over the tables, to the next station, up and over benches, up and over the tables, and I kept jogging the whole park. I'm going to give the dog more stamina, which is going to make the dog a lot more animated, because he's got the ability to say this is no big deal. He's not going to tire out and be dragging. That's what he's doing when he's doing that too. You can call it depression, you can call it the dog not being happy, whatever you want to call it. The reality and truth is, when I start doing the exercise, that's going to have that dissipate. Exercise, stamina, helps a lot. Sit, sit, nope, sit. Come on, buddy, come on, there you go, good boy. So I will do that, and I will do a concerted effort over the next couple weeks of doing a lot of this park, a lot of the agility up and over these tables, to give the dog more stamina so that you increase drive. It increases drive. Don't ask me how. Confidence comes from it, drive comes from it, all kinds of things. The other thing we're going to do, we're going to start bringing in toy. Does he even know what toy is as far as going after a bull? Does he get excited with chasing? We don't know yet. But we're going to bring in toy. We're going to start teaching him to get animated and go into this in drivey ways that gets the dog more animated and more happier in the work, right? Ryo has definitely been doing protection and the whole 9 yards, but that dog has got all that, and he's got all kinds of drive. When he gets out here with his owner and I grab the dog, the leash, Ryo's got a huge grin on his face. Everything's fast, everything's happy, right? How did I do that, right? How did I do that? Why isn't that dog all depressed if I did all the same thing I'm doing with this dog, right? The difference is Ryo wasn't treated like a human and like a baby, coddling him. I went to the park to Tractor Supply yesterday, and I ran into a lady that had a new puppy. She walked in, and the puppy was real shy and insecure. First time out, no big deal. Started trying to introduce him to Chevy, about the same age, a little bit older. And first thing the lady did was, "Oh, it's okay. Listen to that voice tone. You're coddling. Oh, don't be afraid. You're not doing anything to build strength." Whereas when I take an animal, look at this. I'm grabbing the jowl, giving him hard pats, right? I'm treating the dog macho, right? When I do that, that dog starts to act macho, right? It is a direct reflection on how you treat that dog. And if you treat that dog like it's a little child and you want to foo-foo that dog, you're going to end up with a neurotic mess, and the dog has no strength. That's why I do consultations. I want to meet you. I want to get to know what your nature, what your whole attitude is, and how you treat your animal, and what has caused the dog to be who he is. Because a dog is a direct reflection of you as an individual. Okay? And so that being the case, that's why I always do a consultation, because I can politely turn you down. I don't want your business if you don't know how to treat a dog. Right? If you need to have some basic need of education and education, but if you have a mental attitude that you think you're right with everything you do, and you're going to discount just because your feelings and your emotions, and I want to love my little puppy, that's great. I do too. Dogs sleep with me on my bed. I love them all over the place. Okay? But I compartmentalize it. I do it when it's time. Everything else is in its time too. And I build strength in the animal. I don't treat the dog like he's a baby. He's not a child, he's a dog. And a dog has a lot of stature if you treat him like that. Why did you buy a dog like this if you didn't want this dog to have that stature, right? Oh, he was so cute when he was a baby. He's so cute. That's the one thing with these masters I've been running into, is that even was my affinity. Chevy came in and I thought, oh my God, look how cute that is. I can understand how, because that's our human nature in conflict with dog psychology. A dog is a very strong and stout animal, most of them, because they've been bred for a purpose, okay? And people don't treat them properly, and they end up with a dog that's so weak and he's a milksop, and then they wonder why this dog is a fear biter and is a reactive and has all these problems brought on by how they treat the animal. So you need to change the way you act around this animal and start behaving properly, where you build this dog and having strength. Nobody's fault but your own. And when you can't train a dog like this, it's because of that whole revolution. I'm trying to bring this dog out and overcome everything that's been done by the owner with this dog. And I've got a lot more out of this animal than most people would be able to get. And good trainers are good trainers, don't get me wrong. But bottom line is that you as a customer and the ignorant public needs, that's what I'm here for, to educate you and teach you. And I don't hold any bars. I'm not going to pander to you. I'm going to tell you exactly how it is. And if you don't want to listen to the wisdom of 30 plus years training dogs, I can't help you. You know what I mean? And in the end, this dog is a direct reflection of you, the owner, right? And you have to understand that. And all I can do is try my best to educate you through these videos and try to teach you what's going on. So when you see the dog in a sad sack and pouty, it's because he's going through that, and he's gonna until I get him past that, hopefully, right? Every dog's different, but this dog's got all kinds of stature. He says, I'm a big boy, huh? Yeah. Good boy. All right, so let me go ahead and work him. I'll sign off. I'm going to leave it at a yak session so I can concentrate on him today. But that's basically it in reaction to the feedback that I heard from the trainer that's contracting me to do the job, right? So good boy, good. Guapo. Good boy, good. Guapo. Yep. Nope, come on. Good boy, good. Good boy. So I'm going to go and run around the park a little bit and do a lot of work and do my thing. And hopefully within about 10 days when he goes home, he'll have a big difference in his nature and demeanor, because I'm treating the dog right and I'm getting through this, right? Come on, get up here. Come on. So if I let the dog go slovenly like that and do that, he's going to get away with it. That's because his owners always foo-fooed him and spoil him. So he thinks he can do that same behavior and he don't have to do what I'm asking of him. It's going to change. Huh? He's going to change. Good boy. You know, I don't get people. If you want a dog like that, buy yourself a little friggin' Yorkie or something that's a little lap dog, and you can foo-foo him all you want, and you can be an erotic mess, because that's what you're buying. You buy a dog like this, I expect this dog to have stature. Good dog. All right, Mark Ferrasci, Protect Dog Training, signing off with Guapo.